Each aggregate really looks like a person. If we say that many people live within us, we are not exaggerating, it is so. All the aggregates fight with each other, they struggle for superiority. Each one of them wants to be the master, the Lord, the one who succeeds in imposing himself, the one who succeeds in controlling the 5 cylinders of the organic machine in a given moment, thinks he is the only one. Moments later, nevertheless, he is vanquished and another takes his place. So in reality, truly, a person is not the same, not even for half an hour. It seems incredible, but it is so. You, yourselves sitting here and listening, came in with an aggregate, and you sat and listened, but if you pay attention to what has happened inside you until this precise moment, you will discover that now you are different, that you are not the same ones who came here and sat down. Why? Because the psychic aggregate, which controls the organic machine and began sitting down, was displaced by another, which is now listening. If I said you were the same all along, I would be abusing your mind to my own. So in reality, psychic aggregates are changing. One is in control of the main centers of the brain, just as soon as another. We never remain the same. As for the essence, it is the most worthy, the most decent thing we have inside of us. It is our consciousness. Unquestionably, it is found bottled within all those multiple aggregates, processing itself by virtue of its own conditioning. Each one of you is legion. Let us remember what Master Jesus asked the possessed man in the Gospel. What is your name? And the possessed man answered, my name is Legion. What is the name of each person here? Legion. You do not have true individuality. You have not achieved it. The consciousness in each one of you is terribly asleep. Why? Because it processes itself by virtue of its own embottlement. It is found in a hypnotic state, and that cannot be denied. And about the soul itself, have you achieved, perhaps, its crystallization? If I said that you do not have an immortal soul, I would also be lying. I am conscious of this. Obviously, each of you has an immortal soul, but you do not possess it. Someone could have a beautiful diamond put away in a safe, and possibly he would enjoy thinking he has such object. But if it were pawned, he would not possess it. He would know that he has the jewel, but he could not ignore that he does not possess it. Many times someone receives a nice inheritance and he knows he has it, but it is one thing to have it and another to possess it. Where is our soul? It travels through the Milky Way, it moves throughout the galaxy, but you who are sitting here do not possess it. You know you have it, but it is one thing to know you have it and another to really possess it. So it is valuable to possess it, but how would one come to possess one's soul? By definitely disintegrating the psychic aggregates, because the soul and the aggregates are incompatible. They are like oil and water, they cannot mix. If we do not disintegrate the psychic aggregates, the living personification of our psychological defects, we lose our soul. What use would it be? Said Jesus the Christ. If a man acquires all the treasures of the world, but loses his soul, it would be of no use to him. Is it possible to lose your soul? Yes, it is possible. Whoever enters the worlds of hell loses his soul, that is obvious. It is that we lose this treasure. Is there a way to not lose it? Yes, I repeat, by crystallizing it, here and now. When one completely breaks and disintegrates the psychic aggregate of lust, or aggregates because there are many, one crystallizes in one essence, that precious virtue of the soul known as chastity. When one destroys, annihilates, the psychic aggregate of hate, one crystallizes in oneself the precious virtue of love. When one reduces the psychic aggregate of egotism to cosmic dust, one then crystallizes the precious virtue of altruism, of Christ-centrism in oneself. When one annihilates the psychic aggregate of pride, then the ineffable virtue of humility crystallizes in us. Upon getting to this part of our talk, I want to say that, lamentably,